UFC Fight Night, Tybura versus Tuivasa. Here's my experience.
I see my haters proud of me now. When I'm around, it's all smiles. I took over my whole town.
The first fight tonight that got my attention is Mr. Thiago Moraes versus Mitch Ramirez, the debuting Mitch Ramirez. For his part of the fight, he's tough. He's very, very tough. He took a beating. How he got off that stool in the second round, I have no idea. But toughness can only get you so far. The body breaks down eventually. And that man's leg was absolutely gnarly by the end of the second round. I don't know how he got through the second round. But Thiago Moraes, he looked pretty good. Why he was the second fight of the night on this card, I have no idea. But it is what it is. He looked really, really good in his fight. He called for a fight. He called for a main event against Dan Hooker, a fight night main event. How y'all see that one going if he gets his wishes? I think that's a pretty fun fight. Mitch Ramirez, I'm pretty sure he's going to get another shot considering that he was a late replacement for Brad Riddell. Rafael Filio is also another fight that really, really caught my eye. He looked really, really good against the slight step up in competition, if you want to call Adi Osborne that. First round submission, looked pretty good, made it look easy, got out of there, got his check, bounced. Love to see fights like that. Who do y'all want to see him fight next? He didn't really take any damage in that fight. Hopefully he can get a fast turnaround on another fight night card or a prelim of a pay-per-view. Who do y'all want to see him fight next? I think there's some pretty good matchups for him in the flyweight division. Another fight that got my attention is Mr. Mike Davis versus Nathan Levy. I mean, for the most part, Mike Davis pretty much ran through him. Within the first 30 seconds, I want to say Mike Davis dropped him. And it was pretty much a shutout on Mike Davis. And he got the submission in the second round. Domination throughout the entire fight. Who in the lightweight division would you like to see Mike Davis fight next? Juro Mershart was able to snap his losing streak against Brian Barrena. I mean, he did it the way that people know him by. He got the submission in the second round. Love to see it. How much more he got in the tank, I don't know. Both of the fighters, I mean, they both vets within the UFC at this point. That was pretty much that fight. The controversy of the weekend, Mr. Christian Rodriguez versus Isaac Dulgarian. Isaac said or accused Christian of lubing, which is pretty much adding like extra Vaseline or something, making you slippery within the fight. But besides that, however you want to score the fights, how you want to score the fight. Christian Rodriguez got the W. That's his fourth straight fighter that he's taken out with a 0 next to his name, or an undefeated fighter, if that makes it easier to understand that. But yeah, how do y'all see this fight going? And here is my guy Isaac going off.
But it is what it is, man. One thing I did notice though is I had to use a lot of strength and energy to keep this guy down. About 3 minutes into round one, I'm completely dry and this guy is shining. You know, I've grappled thousands of bodies and I know when people are cheating. This guy was lubed up, he had lotion on or something. And it is what it is, man.
Following that fight, we had OSP, Oven St. Preux versus Kennedy and Chechiku. Kennedy and Chechiku, very disappointed in that performance. How you don't get an OSP out in 2024 is beyond me. To be honest, I did not know that man was still fighting. I mean, he looked good for 40 years old. What he's doing, I have no idea. It's just a late resurgence from him. I don't think so. But, I mean, Nzechukwu pretty much got walked down and outboxed at, I want to say, second and third round, if I'm thinking right. But, yeah, I had OSP winning pretty easily in my opinion, obviously. I know it was a split decision, but OSP shouldn't look that good against anybody in 2024, especially a rising contender like people thought Kennedy and Chechiku was. Massive drop in his stock after that one. I don't really have any light heavyweights on the top of my head that I could say, yeah, I want OSP to fight him, but you never know. He said he's not done. Wish him the best of luck in the next fight. The fight I was looking the most forward to, Brian Battle versus Angie Lusa. Probably said his first name wrong. That's fine. He's probably going to get cut after this performance. I mean, Brian Battle looked fantastic throughout the entire first round and into the second round before the eye poke happened. Brian Battle looked phenomenal. He was stronger, he was bigger, he was faster, and it looked like he was landing the more heavier shots. I don't think Lusa... I feel like Lusa could have fought. I mean, considering that he wanted to fight right after the fight ended, makes zero sense. Brian Battle, hopefully he can get somebody in the top 15 in his next fight. Maybe a main card spot on a fight night. Maybe a prelim spot on a pay-per-view down the road. But Bryan Battle looked fantastic. I cannot wait to see what he has next. Who do you guys think he should fight next? And how did y'all feel about Lusa saying he couldn't see? In the main event of the night, we had Tuivasa versus Marcin Tybura. Both of them coming off of losses. Both of them need wins. One of them got it, and it looked really, really easy for Mr. Tybura. What did you do next with Tuivasa? Fan favorite. Absolute fan favorite. People love the Shoey. We haven't seen the Shoey in 4 fights. He's been finished in his last 4 fights. It's a pretty bad streak. At heavyweight, when all it takes is 1 shot, but he's been choked out, what, twice, I want to say, off the top of my head. Finished by Ciryl Gane, finished by Marcin Tybura, finished by Alexander Volkov, I believe, and finished by, I don't know, I'll put the last one on the screen, but it's 4 finishes in a row. What you do with him, I have no idea. He was ranked 10th. Where he goes from here, I don't know. Marcin Tybura more likely gets a slight bump in the heavyweight rankings. The heavyweight rankings is kind of in limbo right now with John Jones and Tom Aspinall not scheduled to fight anybody. But that's my experience with Tuivasa, well, UFC Fight Night, Tuivasa versus Tybura. How did y'all like the card? Like I said, I give it a solid 6. It was something you could have on in the background while you go do something and maybe get a ooh or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I like watching UFC fights a lot, so I feel like there's some good takeaways from it. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Let me know how y'all felt down below in the comments. Like always, be good people. Peace.